static teammate, but everyone he teams with works out pretty well.
That's actually pretty solid. This is definitely team I want to win on one side of this. We have Roy and Cloud once again, but this time piloted by KGP and Skies. On the other hand, though, we did in fact get paid. Yes, pain, because we were told you were going to play Donkey Kong, and we got the Palutena. But it's also you want to win. Yes, you did. You built it up. No, for real though, like this is a very strong team because Palutena's there, and most of her aerials in general line up perfectly for Bowser to get a KO. On the other end, Bowser can easily throw anybody into her up smash too because of the way his throws work. So there's a lot that's going to work out really well for the red team here.
It's just a matter if yellow team can punish the fact that LeoN has had such a low shield for a long time. I like that LeoN took a beat on ledge to try and take the moment, not only to refresh that shield health, but also to avoid a lot of the edge guards, because it seems like Skies and KGP have the initial plan of Mateo will be going around trying to whiff punish us, but as long as we hammer down on this Bowser, then things, the stocks will fall our way. As, oh, there is looks like a forced SD coming out from Mateo.
Yeah, assistance along the way on it, but you're absolutely right, because if you can, you're always going to get hit by Nair and doubles from Palu. It's going to happen, so you just have to accept that, but you need to keep the damage minimum when you do. But lining up for the Bowser is what they need, because they're going to kill you significantly earlier, even with Roy running around. So you have to shut that down, and so far they've done a solid job at it, but it's getting worse as it's going on. As you see, Roy is going to just plummet because he got caught by Climb Hazard on the way back down.
Yeah, and oh, I thought KGP was going to fall there too as Mateo completed the edge guard, but not so. Instead, just a stock behind it rather early.
That down throw is so hilarious. Belly flop on him real quick.
He has no style and he has no grace, but man, that's a big turtle. That's not the song, but now it is.
And, you know, actually, the grounded hitbox too comes in, and it becomes an interruption tool, because you saw how KGP tried to run it and stop it and got hit by the earthquake hitbox. So that's actually a really good option here in doubles. Kind of similar to the way that you see like Mario put a hitbox out with that backdoor, but PostMatch is going to call out the jump. And these parries have been on point from LeoN, stopping KGP from finding any openings.
He's really needed them because they've been hammering at this Bowser. And I mean, Bowser, as much as you love that up B out of shield, there's only so long you can hold shield, as Roy back air doesn't close out quite yet on Mateo, but LeoN does drop the stock, trying to bring this to an even stock game. Sky's doing a very good job at maintaining their positioning. It's been taking them a whole lot longer to get to 80% than it has on their previous two stops.
Yeah, I mean, if you get rid of Palu here, if you get rid of Mateo, you're actually in a possible comeback position, because you're getting LeoN that much closer to getting a KO with the cross slash at the ledge or a well-spaced back air deep up, like on a jump read, but accidentally catching him with command grab, but the back air immediately coming through to shut that down, and now you got to be forced to place 2v1. You have to deal with LeoN ASAP if you want to get back in, which is not going to happen because it's going to take you for a ride and you're not making it back.
Yeah, that's a hard one. You get scooped up by Bowser, and either you hold into the stage and you try and break through and have to deal with Mateo then intercepting you perhaps with a rising up air in between before even falling down with the Bowser side, or you take your risk and hope you land on the edge of the stage.
Yeah, that is that is a really bad spot. Just look at where Mateo is hovering. Like, actually, it's a little bit farther than necessary, but at that point, you're already off stage, so you're not making that back. Right. But just because of where Mateo is, no matter what, if you do make it back, you have to now deal with the Palutena ledge trap. Well, also the fear that LeoN might be coming back too. So really well played by red team. Yellow team was starting to move in closer as the game went on. They actually had an opportunity to, if they could have taken LeoN out, get to 2v1 themselves. But that the flying slam, actually no, it wasn't the flying slam, it was the back air, taking out the Roy there from Skies, really is what allowed them to breathe.
Yeah, it was a couple of pair of self-inflicted hits. Cloud down air landing on Roy, not taking the stock, but it forced Roy to come from just way off stage, and LeoN pulled the trigger expertly in order to close out the stock and finish off the 2v1.
Yeah,
start the 2v1.
Speaking of Roy, actually too, you know, we talked a lot about the KO power from Bowser, but we haven't seen Skies really get what Roy does best so far. Like, if he can clean that up, if we can see more consistent KOs coming in from Skies, then we're in a much better game, because they've been getting good lineups, but a lot of the hits have been off of like a stray back air or something. I want to see good ledge traps and good punishes where KGP lines up a throw so Skies can take him out.
Yeah, it feels like Skies is treating this much more like an aerial-based kind of game plan, trying to come down with things like falling fairs, falling up airs, and get things started like that. They haven't been staying nearly as grounded and using some of Roy's more traditionally seen tools, using some of those jab backers, those jab confirms, double-edged dance. Like, those can be exceedingly strong. You just have to be careful how much you throw them out, especially given how good Palutena is at the follow-up off just about anything.
I think the biggest thing that is so strong for the red team by comparison to the yellow team is yellow team wants to kill you up close, but the red team can kill you off of knockback on a straight hit. Because Nair or a forward throw or something heading straight into Palu, that is up smash. Any single straight hit from Palu leads to a Bowser back air, and it's always perfectly aligned because of how far it sends. They are winning in 1v1s, and then when the KO needs to be cashed out on, they are, whereas the yellow team has to be much closer to get that, and they haven't been able to get that so far.
Yeah, a lot of their raw straight hit kill power is not only being stuffed out by LeoN taking a lot more of the punishment and thus taking a lot longer to take out stock, but also just some clever initial dashes coming out from both of these two, with Mateo moving away and LeoN moving in.
That was really good, like 30 seconds, actually not even, it was like 15 seconds of KGP, just keeping them stuck in the corner though. Like the back airs, the F-tilts, keeping them there for a good while, getting a lot of damage on. That is how you get back into this game. Can you take a stock out ASAP though? Sky's gotta keep himself on ledge here. Let KGP keep setting him up the way he is. The back air coverage, the ledge trap, this is actually looking pretty good. Flying Step coming through though is gonna get LeoN back in the center stage.
Yeah, Sky's doing a good job of trying to maintain center as the reverse knockback actually keeps KGP alive in terms of blast zones, but not able to recover without limit. As, yeah, this 4 stocks to 2 limit is certainly possible, but you need like a double stock to happen right about now as the Flame Breath keeps LeoN alive in the corner. Just these little frames off interactions that ends up keeping red team alive for more and more punishment, and you got punished for not respecting Bowser at ledge.
Yeah, LeoN will do that every single time, especially a stock up, and with the borrowed stock at that, and he's gonna take you with them right there too.
2-4-2.
You can't do anything. You go in, you both get hit, but Bowser's at 0. You go up, you go to the right. Well, GG, shake my hand.
You got Bowser control, and he is that the lower percent will have more control overall. Just let me hold to the right and see what you do about it.
Pretty much. Like, there's not much you can do at that spot. Something I saw at the very end, too, was a lot of damage, especially KOs from KGP, in this game, too, in particular. Came off short hop theirs. He used it as a whiff punish tool quite a bit. As it went on, you saw Mateo start to wait. He started to hold shield more. He's like, okay, KGP, I see that when we are next to each other, you are almost instantly swinging at a disadvantage. You want to get something going ASAP because you're trying to get the party started. That's what you need. But the moment that they were up in stock, it's like, well, all right, I'm just going to hold shield. I'm going to beat you out after you've committed because Dare is pretty laggy, and that allowed them to slow him down because if the yellow team was going to come back in any way, it was from that really strong push that KGP started to have, which was kind of lighting like a bit of hope in Skies as well. But the biggest thing that was Skies just could not get a KO, and just look at how extremely frightening this is. There's absolutely nothing you could do because if you hold in at all,
like look at just Mateo playing the calm game, playing center, and Skies has to constantly think about LeoN. Has to constantly think about this position, and in order just to get by. And then you go from like pondering, trying to figure out like, hey, how do I get by one and try and bisect the two, to man, when this side B comes in, how do I live?
That was good from Mateo as well, because what Mateo did a second ago, even before the up smash, if you go back a few frames, you saw he was empty jumping in place. It's to cover buffered roll, because you could buffer roll here to try and get by instantly, but now you're scared because he just jumped with his back facing to you. So if you buffer roll on, congrats, back air, and you're probably going to die or you're deep off stage. But if you notice that, now you wait. And because he's at 119, that invincibility disappears soon, so you're going to get hit by an F-tilt. And then after that, for LeoN, it's just, well, I'll react. Everything you do is, my plan here is neutral get up or a jump. or you stay there too long and I punch you in the face for it. Everything else is covered by my teammate, and that's it. Nice and simple, nice and clean, and shut down perfectly.
Yeah, it felt like both of those two were in sync when it comes to when they wanted to react to things, right? Like Mateo sitting at roll distance and LeoN holding shield, but then both of them realized at about the same time, man, he's been on the ledge here for a minute, and a safe option generally that players go for at these high percents, because jump can be pretty risky, is neutral getup. And so they both expected neutral getup at the same time. LeoN dropped shield, Mateo started charging up smash, and they let it rock.
Yeah, very, very good team synergy between the two of them. They covered ground well. They constantly cashed out on any lineup for KO, because that's something that could be, when you go back to look at your match, it's like, how many times did I set up a throw or a straight hit and you didn't kill? Because you were getting covered, because they stopped it. But how many times did they get it? Because they were always ready. Instant reactions, but usually team communication will make a difference there. And that was really well played by the yellow team there, or the red team, whatever it was.